Hi, Mr. Ashby. Thanks for coming in.
How's it going?
Oh, good.
So, um, been dealing with a lot with this one particular student.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I work at an elementary school.
Mm-hmm. And remind me where you at again?
I'm at Cicely Tyson, this elementary performing arts school.
Okay.
So that,
That's Sylvania's Orange, right?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So, no, we don't got a lot of time. I just want to kind of paraphrase, jump right into it. Basically, the student that I'm working with, um, just told me not too long ago that he lost his mother a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and he's having a hard time, obviously, dealing with the loss of his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Which is causing him to act out in the class, do different things. I guess because he doesn't know. He expressed to me that he wants to know why this happened to him and um, how he can, continue forward because his mom was very important in his life.
By acting out, what some of the things has he been doing?
Uh, I would say throwing desks,
Mm-hmm.
um, name calling with the students, being very disruptive in the
Okay.
classroom,
Mm-hmm.
uh, cursing the teachers out.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a special needs kid, so he has an IEP,
Mm-hmm.
individual educational plan,
Mm-hmm.
which he has some anger issues. So, um, and it also noted that once his mom passed, it kind of stimulated it even more.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when he shared it with me, well, okay, so the issue with me,
Did he have the IEP or part of the educational plan before prior to the death, or was that after?
yeah, it was prior
Prior
to,
to, okay, so that was already an issue.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right. So when he brought it to me, I guess on the issue or the hard time I'm dealing with is it took me back to a time which was not too long ago. 3 years ago, I lost my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
and then, well, okay, 3 years ago I lost my best friend, and then 2 years prior to that, I lost my other one.
Mm-hmm.
So in the span of 5 years, I lost two very close people to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it messed me up bad, like him. And when he was saying that to me, I was like, it was almost like I felt like I couldn't even be there for him because I'm still trying to figure out answers for my particular situation.
So where are you right now with this client? Like, what are some of the things that you've been able to discuss with him in therapy, with regards to is this is something that fairly came up?
Yeah, it just recently came up. I
So
mean,
what are some of the things that you've worked on with him so far in your sessions?
we've worked on his coping skills,
Mm-hmm.
how to deal with his anger.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
What are some of the things that you recommended or you
Basically,
identified?
like using I messages, like
Okay.
saying how
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Ways to calm himself down,
Mm-hmm.
breathing,
Mm-hmm.
taking a deep breath,
Mm-hmm.
instead of starting a fight, telling
Mm-hmm.
a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
those type of things.
Okay.
So, and he's been progressing,
Okay.
and which has been good. And I felt like I'm gradually getting the hang of it.
Okay.
And then when he expressed to me his loss, well, his mom passing, I was just like, man, like one, it must be very difficult for him
Mm-hmm.
because it was difficult for me, and I was a grown person. I'm like, how is he really gonna like survive this? And
So based on what I'm hearing you saying, you don't think that you could proceed to this client anymore because of some of your own issues that have come up for you that remains a little bit unresolved. Is that what you're saying, or?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like the progress that we've made has been, like remarkable almost. So this was like one of the worst kids in the school, and now he's. But then it's like I don't want to leave him because I feel like I abandoned him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to. I don't want to do that because we've been really connecting,
Mm-hmm.
um, therapeutically, obviously.
So what are some of the ways do you think that you could proceed to this client in terms of I clearly understand you don't want to abandon him and because you have established such a good rapport with him, it would be very hard to all of a sudden leave him in the counseling relationship right now. So do you have any ideas as to how you could proceed? And well, part of it I would recommend is that you do see an individual therapist, but and the best thing about it is that right now you're actually in supervision, so we can definitely discuss those issues as they come up. But immediately, what do you think you could? How do you think you can prepare yourself for the next session ahead?
Hmm.
Is it something where like you feel unable to really move the sessions along as he's brought this issue up, or do you feel like you stuck? Like what are some of the things that's coming up for you during the session?
I just feel like moving. Like if he's gonna want to hear from me about, I guess how to deal with it, and I don't want to. I want to give him the correct information of how to deal with it, and I'm saying I don't know what that is. I don't know what I can say to him because I don't know why this happened to him either. Like, how do I help him grieve?
Do you really not know how it happened, or do you really not know?
No, meaning like, well, his mom. I know why. Like,
I just want to. Do you really not know how it is that he has to, in terms of goes through the grieving process? Do you really not know, or are you afraid to go there yourself? Like what is it about?
I think it may be my fear because I have unresolved issues with what happened with me. Um, Grieving is a very long process. In some ways, maybe I'm still grieving. I mean, I'm just able to, I guess, deal with it better. So I guess I can start with him by saying that, like, grieving is a journey that can take a very long time. But I guess it's important for him to make his mother proud by doing what he's supposed to do in school and not being disruptive and using that.
In what form? Remember, this is a child who seems to have a troubled past. So I would suggest that you maybe do this exercise through, sure, obviously learn through play, or even sometimes doing like a great book where there's some moral or some lesson that he can learn from that. So I think it'll be very important to approach it in this sort of way,
Right.
whereby he could really grasp the key things that you're trying to convey to him, and just to really go about it as slowly as much as possible. However, this is something that I will want to continue to address in ongoing sessions to ensure that, again, our best interest is that we want to do no harm to the clients, and that this is the minor that you're dealing with. So if it becomes to the point where you're not able to handle your own issues and it's affecting the therapeutic process, chances are you might probably have to, I don't want to say drop the case just yet, but again, speak to your on-site supervisor, having to speak to me as well. Either myself or your on-site supervisor will have to really sit in on some of those sessions to really guide you accordingly, because we will not want, it seems like a lot of this disruption is a big thing for him, so we will not want to offset some of the work that you've done with him so far. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll definitely do that the next time I meet with him, and then I'll keep you and my supervisor, the on-site supervisor, updated.
Good.
All right?
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.